You might think the key to investing in Des Moines is finding the perfect property, but the real game changer is finding the right team to work with. If you're already investing here or considering moving to Des Moines yourself, contractors can be your greatest allies, if you know how to treat them right. From sourcing top talent to keeping them on your team, it all comes down to a few core principles. If you want to know how to create a team that'll help you invest faster and better, stay tuned to the end as we cover 3 key steps to make sure your best contractors don't leave. Too often, we think of our employees as our team and our contractors as something outside of our inner circle, but they're all a part of our team. We should be treating contractors the same way we treat our employees, with respect. First, let's cover how to find and keep great contractors. These days, finding and keeping good contractors is literally the hardest part of this business, but there are a few things you can do to increase your chances of success. Number 1, great contractors know great contractors, so ask for referrals. Something I've learned over the last few years of investing in real estate, great contractors associate with, recommend, and deal with other great contractors. So typically speaking, if you have a great drywaller, they should be able to give you the names of great painters or flooring contractors. If you can find that first great contractor, go up to them and say, "Hey, I'm looking for an electrician, a plumber, an HVAC guy, or a roofer. Who have you worked with in the past that has been absolutely fantastic, who I should call and add to our team?" They're going to give you 1, 2, or even 3 names. Now you're going to call those people and add them to your team. Then you're going to say the same thing to them. Who are 1 or 2 or 3 other great contractors who I should add to my team? Before you know it, you've got a full team of great contractors. If you're investing in Des Moines here, I can help with this list as I have quite a few contractors that I use here locally for my own investments. Comment Contractor down below and I'll send you the list. Number 2, investor meetups. Just like with contractors, go to local meetups and events and online Facebook groups. I've made friends with a lot of other investors though here, and one of the first things that I've done over the years is say, hey, who has a good general contractor? Who has a good handyman? Who has a good plumber? So ask around. And keep in mind, you're not just asking for referrals from any contractor or investor. Ask for referrals from the best contractors from smart investors. Next, let's cover how to identify a great contractor over the others. Look for the common qualities of all great contractors. They work hard, they get up early, and are very prepared. I like to say, if you want to find a great contractor, go to Home Depot, go to your local plumbing supply house, go to your local electrical supply house at 5:30 or 6 in the morning. Find the contractors who are up and shopping for materials and getting ready for their day early. These are the good contractors. These are the guys who are reliable, are going to be on time, and are going to be at the job early. These are the guys you want for your job. So get to the supply house, Home Depot, or Lowe's early in the morning. Find the contractors who are already working. Grab them and give them your card. Also pay attention to the names on the sides of the vehicles, as they usually have the name of their companies or phone number on them. And if you're not a morning person, you can also go to the supply houses to their professional desks or pro desks and ask who comes in here all the time, who pays their bills on time for their material, and do they have any cards for the good contractors? Now let's switch to keeping contractors. It's one thing to find the great ones. It's another thing to keep them. I've been in this business for a few years now, and we're always finding new contractors because the older contractors that we've kept have either grown their business or shifted to something else entirely. That said, you always need to find and recruit contractors. So I would always recommend having a recruiting process for contractors specifically. Even if you feel comfortable now, you never know when you're going to need somebody. Something always happens. Before we go over 3 steps on how to keep the good ones, I ask that you hit the like and subscribe buttons down below. It lets us know what content you like more so we can specifically tailor it for you. Now let's get to the good stuff. How to keep great contractors. Number 1, treat your contractor like a team member, not an outsider. I've seen a lot of investors over the years feel like it's us against them situation where they're like, okay, they're going to steal all the money from the bits. You have to remember, they need to make a profit too. But if you come to them with an agreement and say, hey, we can do this together. I buy plenty of houses, and if we do this together, you're going to get the business. I will keep you busy as we build this relationship, but we've got to work together as a team for pricing. You'll make money, I'll make money, and we'll go from there. Number 2, have reasonable expectations for your contractors. All of us are looking for 3 things when it comes to our contractors. We're looking for better, faster, and cheaper. Better quality, faster work, and lower prices. Realistically, you're not going to get all 3 of those. But if you find a contractor who has all 3 of those things, he's got competition from a million other investors. To snag him would be to capture a unicorn. Ultimately, somebody's going to be willing to pay more, so it's no longer going to be the cheaper option. Basically, you've got to pick two of those, two of the three, in terms of better, faster, cheaper. Decide which one you're willing to give some leeway. Maybe you're not really desperate to get things done quickly. Then go for the better and cheaper option. Or maybe you're willing to spend a little bit more money. Then you're going to get the better and faster option. Which one do you prefer? Personally, I'm willing to give up on speed. Things can take a little bit longer because I want good prices, but I also really need high quality. Quality is my brand. I'm never going to give up on quality, but price is where I make my profit. So typically speaking, I'm going to be willing to give up on speed if I have to give up on one of the three factors. And there certainly have been times I've had to pay for speed because maybe market timing or whatever it might be. What's right is determined by the situation. To help this decision, consider your particular holding costs for the property. If they are expensive, faster may actually save you more money in the long run. Number 3, have clear contracts. Contracts make friends stay friends, not just in construction, but also in joint ventures, partnering with family members, and so on. Contracts are key. When you're doing business with other people, if you put this stuff in clear writing and clear contracts, it sets the expectations of what is going to happen on the job. So put those contracts in place before you actually start anything, because when stuff goes south, and it most of the time does, then you go back to the contract to revisit what you all agreed upon in the first place. What did you agree upon in terms of how to handle change orders? What did you agree upon about how to handle draws or payments? You could see in writing what was agreed to before anyone got upset about something. So yes, clear contracts. I don't mean just sign the contractor's contract. Most of those are super generic. Get some good contracts, work it out with an attorney, and do what we did in the past. Learn from other investors and see if they will even let you copy their contracts. As time goes on, adjust yours based on your state specifics. So good contracts show how much do they get paid? What is the scope of the work? What's the draw schedule, or when do you pay them? What do you get paid? Is there any holdback? What happens with change orders? And how do you approve a change order? These items are all in the contracts, so there are minimal misunderstandings. And we make everybody sign the scope of work, including ourselves. We even make people sign finished packets. We try to make it as clear as possible. Keep in mind that we think of contracts as things that kind of bind us together on the things that we agree to. But really, contracts are more important when things go south. We don't need contracts when everything's going well, everybody is happy, everyone is agreeing on everything. We don't need contracts then. The reason we have contracts is for when we disagree on something, or when there's a fallout, or after something bad happens. And so it's important that our contracts capture all those things that can go wrong and what happens in those particular situations. Therefore, your contract should contain what the penalties are if the contractor doesn't perform. What should the contract contain if you don't perform? What do you do about things like lien waivers? Do you ensure that your general contractors and subcontractors all sign lien waivers so you don't have to worry about a subcontractor not getting paid from the GC and then coming back and putting a lien on your property? These are all the things that you have to think about that could go wrong, that need to be captured in the contract. That way, if and when something does go wrong, and it eventually will, you will know how you're going to remediate it. It can be a little overwhelming at times, but in reality, it's not that complicated. Most good contractors will have contracts already. Just review them, and getting an attorney involved is only going to make them even better. If you're an investor or looking to get into real estate investing, you know the importance of having good contractors in your corner. Hit the like and subscribe buttons down below, because in the next video, we go over 14 questions you should ask contractors before hiring them. In the meantime, if you have any questions, please feel free to give me a holler. I'll leave my contact info down below. I look forward to hearing from you.